you know what I like about the Alka one?
Yeah.
This girl hardly goes on Twitter.
Yeah. Alka's
Hardly
our
goes
previous
on
guest,
Twitter.
like for.
And your reply was hilarious.
That was really funny.
I just didn't want to add any fuel to this because if anyone hasn't seen the tweet,
We're gonna
can
put
you
up
read
the
it
tweet
out?
as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can put it out. It went something along the lines because the first time I read it, and I told Alka this as well. It goes something like from a scale of one.
Should I read it?
Yeah,
I got it.
go on.
On a level. On a level of 0 to Kurdish man waiting for tea after eating a meal while the women clean up. How selfish and entitled are you?
What was the hashtags? Was the hashtag?
Hashtag thoughts. Hashtag Kurdish man. It's very directed, but honestly, when all of us read it, I think we all knew it was a joke, and it was a funny one. I kind of giggled.
You know, sometimes you can make a social commentary while it being funny at the same time.
Totally agree. I do think it was funny because it was true as well.
Yeah. And
so,
go on.
having said that, you have one or two reactions to it. One, you laugh at it because it's funny and it's true, and you don't take it upon yourself to be offended. Two, you get very triggered because you have very fragile masculinity, I think.
I'm not
And I
like
think
that.
that's what happened with a lot of people on Twitter. And by the way, it got like 800 likes on that, but it got just as much hate on it as well, just by the other end of it.
It got a lot of hate. Even got hate from like girls.
I know. No, the thing is, a lot of the comments that I saw were guys saying, "I'm not like that. Like my family's not like that. Your family's like." It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what
That's
kind of
the norm.
answer is that?
That's
and
the
some
norm,
people
yeah.
really took it the other way. They were like, okay, but if I'm working 12 hours a day and I come home, I do deserve to be served a fucking tea, and while she's just on her phone doing nothing. But that argument just falls apart on the basis of we're not in 1650 anymore.
And the women still work.
That women
home.
work nowadays.
No, and even
yeah.
even if they stay at home, they're raising the kids, they're doing chores, like they still work.
It pisses me off. A lot of people don't think those like house chores are not like actual work. Yeah. So if your situation is that, you know, the man is working and the woman is staying at home taking care of the house and the family, I think that's a full-time job for itself as well. I think it's very dignified. But if you're both working, then so what do you think about this? Okay, who serves tea? Who pours the tea if you both have a job?
Whoever feels like it that day. And if you don't,
I agree.
If you both don't feel like it, just flip a coin or something.
That's true.
Yeah.
And someone in the Instagram comments that we did that poll, someone said something really nice. They were like, I would not mind. It was a girl. They said, I would not mind serving my husband or my man tea, as long as it's not a social norm. Like it's just because I want to.
You have to.
No. See, why would you not want to do something because it's a social norm?
That's the thing. If it's assumed, like, so for example, your guy walks in, not your guy, I mean, not judging your lifestyle. Your guy walks in and he feels entitled to being served.
Yeah.
Then
that's different. Yeah.
I don't think the tweet was even about like a single incident. It was about when people get together, when families get together.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole men sitting after dinner or lunch, and then the women have to make the tea. And
that's true.
Yeah, it's shitty because even when the guy, because obviously in my family we'll have a lot of males in this sitting down, but we'll also have every once in a while. Every 1 in 10 of the men in the family, they'll try and help.
Yeah.
Okay? And when they do try and help, they not only get taken a piss out of by the women, but also the men, but also the women. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, come on, go sit down.
And also, even the cleaning and that stuff aside, when they do actually get to sit down, you know, the men are usually drinking like on one side and the women are doing something on the other side. I think a lot of people have that as well.
Yeah.
I like it that, you know, in my own family, you know, everyone's just mixed together. Like, we don't have that segregation. But that doesn't mean, just like a lot of other people, we don't have, you know, the men expecting the tea.
You know what the problem is? I don't think there's even anything wrong with the segregation and stuff. But it's, you see, like, from a young age, you see little girls being taught to, like, help in the kitchen. Little boys are not.
That's
like,
true. They
just sit with their dads and uncles and expect to be served. Which I think the real thing would be like to teach all the young ones to serve the older ones, which some people might disagree with, but I think that's
respecting your elders. I think there's never anything wrong with that. So, it's just the discrimination between the guys and the girls. We had, there was other comments I remember saying, from our poll, that is basically the way they're brought up, like the kid.
The women sometimes are just as much like a problem as the men, because it's the mom that tells her son to go and sit, to not help.
Yeah.
They don't teach their sons to help. I think that's a problem as well. But
so the women are just as guilty. But do you think
but you can't blame the woman, because
she was
the root of all of that is the patriarchy.
Perhaps, but it's the way it's always been, because from a while ago, to say the least, is an understatement. It's always been the men that's been working. So by the time that they're home, the women have to.
They just went with the flow, even when
that's how
women.
It started. It was
started
the patriarchy, and then this is how it came to be. But what pissed me off about the tweet, not the tweet, the whole controversy, was how guys were getting pissed off at things that feminists would get pissed off about. Yeah, but there's also a contradiction as to why the feminists were entirely okay with the generalization. I'm entirely okay with the generalization.
I'll tell you something.
Go on.
I think when there's an oppressed group, you can't have an oppressed group and expect them to be nice to you. Like, people will always talk about women saying controversial stuff. Like men are trash, let's say, or even tweets that generalize about men.
Yeah.
That's a part that comes within the oppression. Okay, I'm oppressed. I get to be mad about it. Like,
sure.
You can't expect women to be nice to you when you're a part of the group that's oppressing them.
Sure, but that doesn't mean that it's not a generalization.
But in this exact situation, it's justified because the majority is like.
I think
we live in a
there's
place
not
in which
actual data.
I'm not because I think the generalizations in the beginning are okay, right? So I can't say that it's only okay if it's the oppressor that's being oppressed in this instance.
Yeah.
So I think on both sides it's kind of ugly the way that they're being contradicting themselves. At the end of the day, generalizations. Come on, you like comedy as well.
Yeah.
Okay, you obviously like comedy.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
What's comedy without a bit of stereotype?
I know.
Of course.
So what's comedy without a bit of truth? A hint of truth, a bit of shade.
And a lot of to be honest, a lot of the negative backlashes and comments is just they're projecting. They're just projecting from something else. It's not even about the specific tweet.
And the thing is, people always there are a lot of jokes about women in general getting triggered by jokes about women.
Yeah, I don't
understand. And then
understand.
you see like men are just the same.
Exactly. That's what I didn't like.
You thought men would
take
a joke.
Men could take a joke.
We could take a joke.
And that's what. Yeah, it got sad because Alka had to double down.
Yeah, because I don't think she
didn't want to.
Yeah,
we spoke to her.
Didn't even.
She didn't even want to come on the podcast because of that. We were like, hey, let's have a podcast. Let's talk about the tweet. The tweet. She goes,
the tweet
look,
of 2020.
She goes, look, it's gone way further beyond what I wanted it to be in the first place.
It blew out of proportion.
It blew out of proportion. She hardly goes on Twitter, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So, come on, don't be such a snowflake. She's right.
There's a lot of
being
such snowflakes.
And your meme was, what was it saying? Something about dicks being chopped off?
No, it was like, his dick fell off because a woman wrote words on the internet.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Like, come on.
But I think that's just that platform's just getting very toxic because everything, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you should say it out loud.
Always, if you take offense, even when it comes to myself, there are some things that I'm offended by. But when I take offense, I know it's I'm the only person I should blame. Why am I getting offended?
Nice one.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah, I like that.
It's good to be self-aware all the time doing those things.
Yeah, because the first time I read it, I didn't even like the tweet.
Yeah.
I obviously felt attacked to some extent.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't help around all the time. I don't help. I help around sometimes. I don't, because when I go to
sometimes.
I help my mom, right?
Yeah.
Not all the time either, but like 50-50. But when I go to a big da'wat, if I try and help, and I had tried to help in the past, they wouldn't let.
Okay, so I want to talk about two things. One of them is I had no right to be on a high horse because I don't help.
That's true. Not all girls help either.
And it came from a toxic place. You know why? Because when I grew up, I had feminist thoughts from a very, very early age, like let's say
Yeah.
8, even younger than that. And I would see if my brother didn't help, I wouldn't help either. But that didn't benefit, and it was just a disadvantage for my mom.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
like
Because it's-
I thought I had 2 kids to help me out, but now I have 0.
Now you have 0. And the second thing is that sometimes women tell men to not get involved with cleaning or cooking because they don't know
They'll
how
make
to
it
do
worse.
it.
That's
They
true.
make
I
a
was gonna say
mess.
that as well.
Like when I cook, I'd probably, if my brother tries out, I'd be like, nah, bro, don't
Yeah.
even touch anything.
There's
because
this
you
thing.
mess everything up.
I don't know how scientific this is, but it says that women are just generally better at management. So this can be in home management, in the workplace. It could be anywhere, and that is and I think it has like a historical relation as well, because in the home it's usually the woman that takes care of almost everything. Sure, like the guy made money, blah blah, but it's I don't know, without a woman it's very hard like to keep a household, like just make a house
not
into
only
a
the
home.
household, like in America especially, accountants are really, really hard, really, really expensive.
Right.
So women take care of most of the finances, and now it's becoming like that a lot more because they're being more. Everyone's more literate. The literacy rate is going up. So now women are taking care. I have a cousin who he can't spend money without his wife giving it to him.
Sometimes that's really good. The dynamics in a lot of homes works like that, where the woman takes care of the money because the guy doesn't.
The guy's probably gonna
doesn't know how to spend it.
come home with an inflatable animal and be like, look what I got.
That's true. That's true.
It's true. Yeah. But then women also take very long grocery shopping, as you saw. Not grocery shopping, just
We're
shopping in general.
thorough.
I don't know if you're like this as well. I know you do a lot of online
I
shopping.
shop
How do you
very
do
fast.
shop?
You
Yeah.
shop
Spend
fast,
money
yeah?
like that.
See, I
Well,
can't.
that's not good either. Like that.
You've obviously tried.
He
going
got
to
he got a
mall with
bucket
girl,
hat, bro.
Going to a mall with a girl.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
I don't do
most
that.
drowning thing in the
I
world.
hate that as well.
Yeah.
So
When I go
bad.
with
I stopped
girls,
going shopping with my mom like ages ago.
They're so indecisive.
It's just
Yeah.
they touch things like.
No,
like
they don't even touch it.
They make the store owner bring down everything, then not buy.
unnecessary.
That's the worst. Yeah.
And you're there like.
Yeah, probably as one of those shop assistants, you're happier to serve meals because they're more decisive on that anyway.
I don't know. I don't
But
go shop.
they
I go
usually-
shopping alone
what
usually.
I've noticed is that males usually, because they're such a hurry. I've forgotten English by the way from the quarantine.
Yeah.
They're in a hurry to get things, then they get the wrong stuff, and they come back and they make the trip 2 trips.
Oh yeah.
I don't get the wrong stuff, but I don't. To be honest, even now, my mom gets me the best stuff when she does buy me something.
Yeah.
I don't ask her, but she comes back with a nice shirt, like all my colorful but nice, decent
Yeah.
T-shirts. Like that's my mom.
I
But
don't think it's like women and men. I just think people who enjoy shopping, like,
guess.
take longer because they actually enjoy it. When
I
go to
love
buy
grocery shopping. That's my shit.
See, so you do take longer when you grocery shop.
Yeah. I don't know. That's one of my favorite activities. That's one of my favorite grown-up activities. I just want to be on my own, just buying random groceries.
Food.
It's just food.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a Libra. As
Okay.
Libras are supposed to be indecisive.
Right.
But the one thing that's not Libra about me is that I know what I want to buy. When I go into a store, like even the store owners like are impressed because I get the thing and I'm like, this. They're like, do you want to see anything else? This.
That was a very Trump
Are
move.
Virgos decisive?
What?
Are Virgos decisive?
They're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you?
I am in shopping, especially. Yeah. But I was thinking, one of the big reasons as to why even like newer marriages, why women and men still have the same roles, is
Yeah.
because men in this country still live, women as well, obviously, but still live with their mums until they get married.
That's right.
So
they're being
all
taken
their
care of
whole
the
life,
whole
they're
time?
being taken care of the whole time. As you
Ah.
said, they still don't know how to wash a dish.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
That
and the thing
could-
is, women thought like we fought to work, right? And then we go to work, and now we have to work outside of the house and inside of the house. What did we
real.
do?
And a lot of-
They got double shifts now.
I don't know if you guys heard this as well, but a lot of girls that don't know how to cook, when they do get married, they're like, okay, now I got to learn how to cook. I got to learn how to make these certain dishes. But the guy's never expected to make that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the guy is never expected to, okay, I got to get my shit.
A marriage can make your cooking good though. Like remind me of something Schultz said. He goes, like, nothing made my mom a better cook until he got married to my dad because he got the lasagna, had the lasagna. He was like, what the fuck fuck is this lasagna, huh? Flips over the lasagna. Next day, that lasagna is amazing.
It's weird,
So yeah,
tough love.
it takes time, obviously, but I don't see women becoming the ones who sit after the food being cooked.
Cooking's the shit, man. I would love to cook.
Honestly, at this
forever.
Don't
time,
act like you like cooking.
I love cooking.
You don't cook, dude.
I do.
Don't what?
Why did you just assume that I don't cook? I'm actually a good one as well. Like I make
How
great food.
often do you cook though?
If I'm at home,
If
let's
you're at
say
home, you don't even have the time to
during-
cook. Your mom's just making all kinds of
but
varieties of shit
during
sometimes.
the quarantine, I would make like dishes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And like a couple days ago, I was asked specifically to make a dish, and I felt so important. I was like, I'm finally a person.
That's
cool.
That's a cool milestone in your
Yeah,
life.
it is.
I know, and I was gonna say something about cooking, but I completely forgot.
That's fine. I've been making some of Alka's stuff actually. Like it's so fun,
I was
man.
saying-
Shout out to her.
At this time and age, it's so easy to learn how to cook.
So easy. Just
Or, like,
YouTube got your back.
YouTube has everything. All you need to do.